Melrose, Massachusetts. Peter Zimbro calling the action here on this Murphy's Boxing presentation. Now joined on commentary by noted New England trainer Sean Farley as the combatants for our second bout of the evening are now in the ring. Timmy Ramos of Framingham, Massachusetts, who enters this fight with a record of 3 wins, 0 losses, 1 draw. All 3 of his wins coming by way of knockout. Takes on Emmanuel Valadez, a fighter from Douglas, Arizona, who enters this fight with a record of 1-1. Both of his pro fights at this point taking place in Sonora, Mexico, as he lives in Douglas, Arizona, right on the border of Arizona and Mexico. We don't know what his opposition has been like in Mexico, but we do know a little bit more about Tim Ramos. 3-0-1 as a pro. The one blemish on his record was a very tough fight where he fought to a draw with Cito Hoff, who's a noted amateur mixed martial arts practitioner who gave him probably a little more than he thought he was going to bring. Sean, you're very familiar with Tim Ramos from his amateur days. What can you tell us about him as a fighter?
I can tell you Timmy is a very good fighter, very technically sound. Very sharp, very crisp. We're going to find out very quick what this young man across the ring has. I look to see Timmy work off the jab, good body attack, sharp 1-2. We're going to find out very quick, Pete. Timmy actually has a pretty well established amateur background. He fought Toka Kong about 3 or 4 times. He never beat him, but he was always competitive with him, and he actually beat Anthony Marcella, who was an accomplished amateur himself.
Ramos wearing the black and red trunks, Valadez wearing the solid white trunks. This fight was originally scheduled to take place in the junior lightweight division. Tonight it's actually taking place in the junior welterweight division. Emmanuel Valadez got off the plane earlier this week weighing 151 pounds. He cut down in weight and got down to 139. So this is technically a junior welterweight fight. But if you're noticing a bit of a size difference between Valadez and Tim Ramos, well, it's legitimate. Though we should note that according to BoxRec, Valadez 2 previous fights he fought at 125 and 127. I don't know what he was thinking coming in 151 off the plane.
Well, one thing that also should be noted about Timmy Ramos is his best weight in the amateurs was 132, but Timmy was also successful at 141, so I don't really envision the size being that big of a problem, Peter. Nice right hand by Timmy Ramos. I've always liked the way he shoots the right hand. I think, you know, when he comes back with the hook, he's even more effective. But watch, you're going to see him find a home for that right hand. I can already tell his opponent's punches, they're leaking a little. There's room there to be timed. Bam, another right hand.
Ramos from Framingham, Massachusetts. Somewhat of a boxing resurgence in Framingham in recent years. I think largely due to the success of Danny O'Connor, who is from Framingham, was an alternate on the Olympic team in 2008 and had a successful pro career that he can still continue if he chooses so, coming off a fairly scary knockout loss on Lowell last year. But I think he's inspired a lot of the younger kids in Framingham to take up boxing.
Yeah, I really think that Danny really did start the resurgence with guys like Timmy Ramos and Manuel Teo. You have some real good fighters coming out of Framingham right now, and you also have some good coaches. He's in big trouble. This might not get past the first round, Pete.
Tim Ramos puts down Emmanuel Valadez for the first time in the fight in the far right-hand corner of the ring from our vantage point. Valadez indicating to referee Leo Gerstel that he wants to continue.
And Pete, Timmy is looking very sharp right now because Valadez actually has a feel for the ring, as you can see. But Timmy's just being very smart and very patient and picking very well-timed counters and going to the body.
Not sure how much time we have remaining in round 1. Tim Ramos has already scored a knockdown, digging to the body of Emmanuel Valadez.
And again, that right hand over the top. Another one.
The only answer Valadez has had for that punch so far has been his toughness and his ability to withstand it. Not the best defense in the world. Less than 10 seconds to go in round 1. And round 1 concludes.
I think Valadez's size, Peter, had a little something to do with him being able to absorb what he absorbed there in the first round.
So a big opening round for Tim Ramos. Clearly a 10-8 round on anyone's scorecard, as he did score the knockdown. We'll see if he's able to finish the job here in round 2, or if Valadez can get himself a second win.
It would be impressive on Timmy Ramos's part. I mean, he's hurt the guy. He's taken a little bit of the starch out of him. I think it would be very impressive. I know his trainer, AJ. I'm sure they're pressing for a knockout, a second-round knockout. I mean, after the first round, it's all there for the taking for Timmy if he does the right things. Continues to come over the top of the lazy left hand. Valadez is throwing with the right hand and continue to go to the body. I think he may give himself a second-round knockout here.
Round 2 about to begin between Tim Ramos and Emmanuel Valadez. Ramos wearing the red and black trunks once again. Valadez wearing the solid white trunks.
Let's watch for these right hands from Timmy Ramos and body attack. Him following to the body after the right hand's up. See the right hand again, Peter. And Timmy's very relaxed in the pocket.
You know, after the fight where Ramos fought to a draw against Cito Hoff, he came back and had a quick, easy knockout against the guy who you could pretty much tell seconds into the fight didn't have the longest amateur career boxing. To Emmanuel Valadez's credit, that you mentioned he has a feel for the ring, and he is giving some resistance, and he's giving him a fight.
These are the types of fights you want as you're bringing a fighter up. He's definitely here to fight. He's offering resistance. Timmy's, whichever way Timmy wins, Valadez is going to make him earn it. I'd like to see Timmy attack the body. Right as I say it, he attacks the body. And he could, even though he's the shorter man, Peter, he could establish the jab just to pick his shots a little better.
Tim Ramos with some success with Valadez up against the ropes, to the body, to the head, uppercut, he sneaks in. Referee Leo Gerstel takes a good look at this, and Valadez goes down for the second time. Referee Leo Gerstel calls a halt to the action. Timmy Ramos with a second-round TKO here in Melrose, Massachusetts tonight.
I think for a young prospect like Timmy Ramos, his team must be extremely happy. He fought a tough veteran with good experience, even if it was on short notice, and a naturally bigger man, and he chopped him down the way a young up-and-coming professional should, Peter.
We'll get the official time of the stoppage from John Vina momentarily.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 1 minute and 23 seconds of round number 2. Referee Leo Gerstel stops this contest. The winner by knockout victory, and still undefeated, Timmy Ramos.
Your winner via second-round TKO, Tim Ramos.
We have about 5 to 10 minutes before our next bout will be. Ladies and gentlemen, your third bout.